Alright, folks, this is Renozion. I'm here to make a write-up so my room doesn't get stuck, okay? Tonight we'll be talking about Monplacton. This room I made was for ICS studies, okay? So it's just a walkthrough. It's no machine that you need to start a VPN or something like that. You can do this if you go to another room that is named Attacking ICS Plant, okay? But you only need the main things to understand how ICS works, okay? So we will start entering the resistance. You are an eco activist and your team has learned that the company Monplacton has created an AMPA pesticide capable of generating more profits. However, associated with this profit is the lives of thousands of indigenous people and native communities in a village in Brazil. So here, if you know how to create AI images from the beginning, this was how I imagined something like a factory of a pesticide right next to these communities in Brazil, right? You can see a lot of reports regarding to this, okay? I'm not gonna go there because or else we'll be biased, right? We'll have a bias related to this, so I'm not here to choose a side, but if you are human enough, you understand that if you have a company right next to these communities, you have to obey the law, right? So I'm not gonna go further on that, but here it's what you see, okay? You are an eco activist, so you understand that fences are good, but it doesn't have a lot of cameras, right? It's okay to think that as an attacker you can create some distraction in front of the factory and infiltrate in the back or something like that, right? So here you have protests going on, people saying stop glyphosate production and all that stuff, right? So there are already circulating reports that even the water has been contaminated, and as a result, people are being born with deformities worse than those caused by the atomic bomb. Your team, Aroeira, that's how you read, Aroeira Hex Club, has designed three phases for the operation Make Monplacton Pay. All scenes gather information of Monplacton, including its key personal, physical locations, and any online presence. I was thinking to make fake profiles on LinkedIn and other social medias, but I see that there are a few filters that you cannot cross on LinkedIn. So I rather did not choose those paths to create a fake profile and deal with this later on my personal account being deleted. So yeah, explore social media, institutional videos. This is the main issue right here, right? So if you have a company that's showing a lot of things inside the company, you gotta filter. You have to create a security council inside the company that doesn't permit people to film, right? To make videos inside of the company because I also will show a lot, and that's all attacker needs. Okay, so company website, hardware data sheets, and public records to uncover details about their activities and connection. This room was created in 2024, I guess. So there will be a lot of things that are not updated. So I have to fix some things, okay? But here's the main thing, and then infiltrate, and then attack PLC to stop factory. You gotta read this because this is mainly how they act, right? They infiltrate to make an attack of, let's say, USB attack, right? They put USB in some machines and they make the whole job for them. You just need one single guy, let's say a cleaning lady, to infiltrate and put a USB plug a USB on any computer to make the mess, you know. And phase 3, attack PLC to stop factory. Okay? So read above and answer what is the name of the pesticide. Oh, one thing. Aroeira Hex Club is committed not to seek financial support, so you don't expect to see ransomware over here and refrains from ransomware attacks. See? As a newly recruited member, your responsibility is to provide crucial information for the operation success without resorting to financial motives. Your comrade Mikhail will give you further instructions. So read above and answer. What's the name of the pesticide? We already know that's glyphosate AMPA, right? This is a main issue about people getting these deformities over here, right? The people being born. It's because it contaminates the water. They throw how you say the final product. It's glyphosate, but it has a lot of garbage with it, right? So they throw the garbage without any preoccupations about the law and the water, and they don't care, right? So these indigenous people over here get born with that deformity. All right, we're not enough talking. So you learned that Monplacton released an institutional video, but it was quickly removed from YouTube following warnings from IC SOT experts about the risk of sharing too much information online. Let me just see if it's going on. Yeah, okay. Fortunately, one of your comrades found the information in a post and shared with you in the image below, allowing you to identify the hardware used by Monplacton. In addition, your comrade has assigned you the task of examining the human-machine interface to locate vulnerabilities. Your comrade Mikhail said that the Wi-Fi was already compromised by the auth attack and mapped the IPS with the use of Mali for further exploitation. For now, your mission is to answer a few questions. So, okay, institutional videos, right? These people shows too much information in this. Let's put, I don't know. Look, this is a company from Brazil, and this is the institutional video, right? So you'll see a lot of information from the factory, who created the owner and families who are inside. But you will also see the controls, right? Not here because I mean this is from how you say, this is from a documentary, but there are a lot of info over here. Sometimes you can see inside the factory. You understand? Look. So if you reach inside these videos, you can see sometimes PLCs, right? You can see machinery that are being used in those videos. So that's how your comrade reached and find out that they were using those HMIs, right, by institutional videos. Okay. Here, look, there's a lot of information here because this single video, look, you can see HMI right here. Look, you can see it, right? If you do a Google Lens and you reach this interface from this software, you will see what software is running over here. You can see a printer over here, and we know the attacks of printing using printers, right? Uh, Stuxnet used a printer to spread the virus inside the Iranian industrial facility, right? That was making the research for the atomic bomb. So it seems harmless, right? Oh, people are just fixing. But here you can see WEG motors, and they use look, electric motors. And if you search for this model over here with a print screen, you can find a lot of information from this, right? Doing reverse image searches. Okay, so you can go look. There's a lot of info over here. Okay, so that's how you find information about somewhere that you want to attack. Okay, this is like people build this, but if you know how um, it's connected, right? You can also understand that this information are public somewhere, right? Look, uh, this is how they are operating the machines. The protecting items are missing over here. There's more info over here, right? So I mean, it's all open in the web, right? Corporate video. Let's see another one. And somehow it's open. If you reach for this information, if you have a bad uh, will to make it happen, you'll find a lot of info over here. Look, it puts the whole machinery that he's using, right? So we'll see how attackers use these informations to attack the industrial facilities, okay? So, okay, we got it here. Mika, I'll send you this image so you have to understand what is it, okay? HMI, look, okay? You gotta enter. You gotta enter the website Vision Series and understand what is going on, right? You know, gotta focus on finding information. Look, this is the website where they get it from. So here you find information about this Vision series. Okay, so your comrade also requested that you gather information on related companies. This data will be used to expose political figures during an upcoming protest on the streets where they plan to depict the governor in red paint. Okay, so they send you this image also. This is a PLC, right? You don't have to go any further to read that M221 over here. The vendor is Siemens. The product is called Simatic S7200, right? So he sent you this image as well, so you can see what type of devices are open online. It's a little guide for ICSOT made by Mr. Mike Holcomb. It's a good name of ICSOT. So which vendor produces the HMI target? Electronics. How do you know this? Electronics. Okay. What series are affected? We already seen Vision. What is the default password for the HMI? Now you begin OSINT, right? You begin your uh, open source research about the HMIs. Okay, so he said Vision electronics default password. Look, it's already here. Change all default passwords. Onitronics Visa in Samba series. Risk evaluation. See this report? You gotta search for Caesar reports, right? Dragos reports. So Dragos. Um, it's another website that are famous for the reports, right? Very good reports over here. Very good cover of techniques, right? And other scenarios that are very good. How is it called? Framework matrix. Yes, this is awesome over here, guys. I made a room only exploring this. Will be, I guess, will be ICS in turn. So this room you're on the attacker side, the other room you're on the defense side. So you will understand what, uh, let's say, Chernobyl. They mapped their attack, how they use, how they attack the facilities, right? How they execute, how they're persisting, what it's made of, how they explore the privilege escalation. So they give you the techniques over here. So it's very good matrix to understand each parameter the APT group are using. Okay, so let's continue. So we see that the mitigations it change all the default passwords, right? On PLCs and HMIs it use a strong password. So it gives us the default password. And I've seen a lot of this as a electromechanical technician. People just live there. Engineers don't care about this, you know. And in ICS, you cannot just let loose like that. You have to gather all information on every single report of the machine to understand that this is a high risk to the whole company. So what default TCP port is known to be used for HMI communications from Unitronic devices, right? What default TCP port? So we can look over here, if possible, utilize a TCP port that is different from the default. That's our answer. Single and unique OSINT, right? Very clear. What vendor is the PLC? Number one. So we see that's Modicon because I mean, if you are a student, electromechanical student, you just know this, right? Because you see this in a lot of desks, uh, college desks, right? So you can practice. But if you're not, you can do a reverse image, right? Search this on Google, copy the image, save the image, right? Save here, whatever. Go to Yandex, Google, whatever. Just go to a website where you can reverse image, right? Tiny eye. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it shows. But look, it already gave us a lot of reports. People saying unable to connect on PLC. Okay, what is this? PLC, blah, 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 Paulo. Someone gave a solution for a lot of information. Look, Modbus. They already gave us the protocol used by this device. Okay, but let's search a little bit more. Schneider Electric, you already know the vendor. That's the answer right here. But let's see what about the product name, right? So this is the answer. Schneider Electric, what vendor? What model is the PLC one? the model, modicon, see? Pure all sync, guys. This is awesome. What port does Modbus operates on the PLC? If you know this, uh, this can be reached now on all AI, right? Because at the time I didn't have any AI, it's just Google, right? So you can come on any AI of your will and search. See, it's all 502, but you can look over here, right? You can come and put the model all beautiful and ask Google because my mother's computer this. So you gotta put port. Oh look, you already said. Uh, how's the question over here? What port does the operate on PLC? It shows us 161, but this is another one that it shows that this is the default password. I'm sorry, default port. Okay, so 502 is the main port for Modbus. And what vulnerabilities related on Caesar? Okay, so let's go Caesar. That's how we say in Brazil. We put Caesar and we put the model. Modicon. Right? Let's see what's up over here. Let's see what we can find. Vulnerabilities. Alright. Let's see if it's all of this over here. Boom. That's it. And if you want, you can go one by one. Let's study what's in it in inadequate encryption strength. Small space of random values, missing encryption of sensitive data, exposure of sensitive information, use of a one-way hash with a predictable salt. Right? This has to do with cryptography. This may be buffer overflow and other type of attacks, but that's it. You see, you can understand and you can search for materials online of ICS for free. People think they are known. That's a lie. There's a lot of free courses, even from Caesar. There's free courses online. So now he asks for the vendor from number 2. It's already here, Siemens. Let's put there, Siemens. What model? S7, right? S7/200. S7/200. Now with the filter of vendor 2 and model, run and find what other default port is used in this device. Now we have to, if you search online, you can find, okay? But if you come here and you put this on show them, right? Show them IO, right? And you paste here and put this, you come to tags, right? You can come to top ports. Look, what are the port? Top ports 161. So you come and you put 161. Okay? Search the datasheet of that model and find out what is the conversion time of the device. Again, you can do this by only going on an artificial intelligence tool, right? And mom is praying. Sorry, guys. It is the background music, so okay. Look, the analog input conversion time for the emoticon. Why is this important? Because when you attack a facility that runs with this, it's let's say it's not usual people use this because this is very known in the academic desks, right? So you won't see a lot of factories using this, but there's a bunch. And with the same vulnerabilities and default passwords around, right? But this is important because you can hack this. right? You can hack this and make a denial of how's it called? It's called denial of service. Hold on 1 second, I gotta pause this. Right, folks. So I'm sorry I had to stop a little bit because um, this answer over here was with cycle time. That's why I hadn't get the right answer. Okay. So you search this, right? You find out over here, look, cycle time. You can find over here and on the data sheet. Okay, if you have to download to view the data sheet, you can come here and view, read it, give it a read, give it a shot. Okay, so continue on infiltrate now. So you gather all the information and you send to Mikhail. Now you will infiltrate. Okay. While you are at this test, the people took over the street shouting to government stop these factory activities in Brazil and to Monplacton stop greenwashing. You recall undergoing training in another room on Try Hack Me some time ago. Find that room to answer the question below and gain access. Comrade Mikhail called a lady friend from OnlyFans to distract the guards by going in front of the factory and showing them some love. What is the name of that distraction ops? If you don't know, Google it. Let's see. Distraction ops. Maybe. Distraction ops. Look, often referred as psyops. Psyops. Comrade Mikhail told you the cameras from the factory was from Ricky Vision vendor with the old firmware. Find out what's the default user password to disable them. So let's go default username and password. Become a connect. You must create a new password. For old models, the default is admin12345. See how easy. What is the name of the Try Hack Me room? Because it's an infiltrate and it's physical security, you gotta put over here Try Hack Me physical security. Let's see if it's still free, because at the time it was free. Awesome, still free. Okay, so this room is awesome, and I love this. I love this video over here. Mr. Devian Olan. This guy. Awesome. Okay, so you'll see a lot of techniques over here on how to bypass physical security devices and doors, you know. So, where is it? Let me see, over here. Okay. So what's the name of the room? Physical security intro. Watching Devian Olan. How do you unlock a fire door with rack sensor? You can put over here. It's good to see the video. That's why I put by Devian Olan, right? But you can search online anytime and see that if you, let's see if it's this one, so I don't break the habit, right? Gotta pause again. Oh, look, here it is. Request to exit, rack sensor. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Look, right on top. What's he doing? He's getting a vape and blowing smoke on the rack sensor. Look, the explanation behind this is you gotta look why smoke opens rack sensor and understand the main concept, right? Because this device often rely on passive infrared technology which detects motion based on heat changes. So it's like you're hacking an infrared sensor. That's it. Smoke, you can do that. What major use does CHSF751 service for? So if you're into industries again, search this. What is it? Okay, but since you know we're talking about this room, you can go further and watch the whole video, right? You can watch the whole video and see that he's talking about keys, right? Some keys, like this one, can open some file cabinets, right? This is used in every factory CH571, right? If you go over here, look, you'll see that this is used for file cabinets. So if you cannot find the right answer, you click on hints. Okay, but this is it. You have to watch this video. I watched many times in my whole studying career. So you have to understand this, okay? Loading is still loading because of my internet's not so good. What is the name of the tool which is used to apply torque to the core of a lock when picking? So here you can find that tool. Right? It's talking about the tools, it's talking about devices. Somewhere he'll talk about this tool called tension wrench, which is very useful to bypass doors. Right? Let's see if he's here. It's amazing. These videos, guys, you gotta see. You know? But if you don't have that patience, you can always ask Google. You can always ask AI, right? But there is just a reference so you can see what's good. Okay, so you already gathered the whole information. Now you need to make Monplacton pay, right? So this is, that operation, which is called make something pay. All right, so now you have everything in your favor. You gather all the necessary information, identify the PLC to target to halt pesticide production, and understand that doing so will cause significant financial losses for the Monplacton brand. Because again, your eco activist group is not after money. They want to cause problems, right? So to remotely access the factory, you know that the factory network is on the same level as the factory floor. In other words, it's not segmented as it should be, and everything is using the default credentials. Your comrade Mikhail already gained initial access for you, known as ICS Technique TO860, right? Let's look for that. What is it? Wireless compromise. Okay, wireless compromise. Wireless compromise again. Okay, so to execute the attack, you need to complete all tasks in the Trihack Me room, attacking ICS Plant 1 with the results obtained there. You'll be able to answer the following questions. Remember to leave no traces. Conrad Mika will send you this video to help you out, so watch this video. Sometimes you have all the answers here. To understand Modbus protocol, how its data structure built, right? So look, how do you perform attack? You have register, you have coils, right? So let's go to the answers, or else this video will be too long. So let's do this. What is technique? We already see it's wireless compromise. Before the attack, only Mikhail talk to you to read the technique. What is about? Alarm suppression. Right? Adversary military protection function to prevent them from modifying operations of critical conditions. So Mikhail knows exactly what he's doing, okay? He knows this. Maybe he was someone from the same company that he's attacking. Because you know that insiders are the most dangerous people to attack some companies, okay? So what protocol you discover the PLC was running on? Well, we're talking about Modbus all the time. So what function code is known to write and force coils on Unitronics device? You can now search online. You'll see that's 15, but you can go inside the datasheet, okay, and see if it's a correct answer, okay. Look what function codes are supported. Read coils, write multiple coils, function code 15. So we know we have to write 16, right? We have to try, I guess this one was 15. Let's see. Yeah. So writing force coils, right? You have to remember this. Write and force coils. Write coils, function code 5. Write multiple 15 coils. You gotta understand what coils are they talking about, right? If you wanna go deep on this, I mean, some people makes it and whatever. In 2 years, I'll understand what ICS really is. But if you wanna go deep, you go search for it. You know, don't just be here to make points and get a better degree on try hacking. Okay. So what TCP port number is set to listen as a server slave enables non-Unitronics PLCs to access Unitronics PLCs via Modbus. Again, you can do a search, regular search. Is it 502? I guess not. 502 doesn't fit there. Look, 5 digits. So I gotta look further. I gotta go inside. Okay, I gotta see this. Let's see if it gives me some information over here about the ports, right? Look, connected TCP port. Local port depends on the socket number. 0, 1 is 20256. I know it's this one because I created the room, but oops, not correct. Funny. Wow, I missed. Let's take a hint. Okay, he gave me something here to look. Let's see what is it. Oh, nice. Look, Nice, nice, nice. Let's search for port over here. Maybe they'll give us some clues, right? What was the thing that he said? What port is set to listen as a slave? Port slave? Maybe if I put port and slave on that thing. Ports slave. Modbus slave. To locate, click Modbus serial Modbus IP to open. To locate the tables, click Modbus. Modbus IP. Modbus. Modbus. I'm stuck here. Been a long time. No, nope. Contacts. Okay. Oh yes, 232 PLC modems. Modbus IP, right? It said Modbus IP. Modbus IP. What's the question again? A TCP port number is set to listen as a server enables non-unitronics PLC. Oh, non-unitronics. Look, this is good to know. Non-unitronics. Maybe this is the right keyword. Let's see. I know it's inside here because I reached this type of information over here, and it's good to know because we have to understand. Maybe this one. Oops, no. Port number set to listen as a slave. Server slaves. I'll do Google again. See if Gemini knows this. Right answer. So this, I mean, this is good, right? This is good, but at the same time, you need to try finding it by yourself, because sometimes you don't have internet inside the factory. So you gotta find it for yourself. Right? You gotta understand what's going on. We'll find this. What type? Enables none, maybe. Enables none. Look, right here. Found it. We gotta get this because sometimes you don't have internet inside the factory or whatever you're performing up in testing in the factory. And look, here it is. Okay, that's the information. What are the values used to pass the signal information to the PLC? So now here you have to go to the room. Okay, if you don't understand of signals, right? You have to go to the room and make the room to understand the 0, 1, what does it do right to the machine. If you don't have this type of experience, you have to go there and make it happen. Okay, so I thank the creator of Attacking ICS Plant, Mr. Dinock, and all the TryHackMe team for providing great material and free resources. You guys be safe, and soon I'll be posting the defender side of this task. And we will see if Adwaita Hex Glove will get away with this. Okay, so OT, ACS rocks. Thank you guys for joining me, and you have a great day. Okay, I'll be with you in a minute to start the other tasks on defend Monplacton because now you're on the defender side.